G'day, my name's Darryl Webb. Today we're going to have a look at the Olight Warrior Ultra and the Olight Clip Ultra. We'll just go over its specs. This is not a full review. I've only had these guys for a week, but I have been using them like crazy and I do like them. So we'll have a look what you get in the packet. We'll do some beam shots and I'll give you some initial pros and cons that I've worked out. Anyway, let's get into doing that. Let's start off with what actually comes in the packet. So this is the Olight Clip Ultra. You get a readme first. This was plastic wrapped. You get the little device, some packaging, get a little box here with, let's see what we can actually get in it. Alright, we've got a USB-C lead, USB-A to USB-C for charging, and we've got a little user manual. User manuals themselves are pretty much all the same, so it's got just some of its basic specs there. It's got up to 130 meters of throw, 4,225 candela. It's IPX6, 1.5 meter drop resistant. It's got its sizes there. It weighs 55 grams including the battery, and working temperature is 0 to 40 degrees. And then it's got all its little run times and whatnot. So we'll have a quick little look at the features on the unit. So this is magnetic. It sticks quite strong. It's got magnets in the clip, so that's the clip. It's got a little USB-C charging port there. That's very satisfying, that for whatever reason. It's got a three-way switch here. So essentially what it does is, it's a button in the middle, which also has a battery indicator. And you can see there, that's the floodlight. You can see by the beam pattern. Switch it over, you've got a spotlight. And if you switch it over again, you've got the UV light. So nice and simple to get to, and you can find it easily in the dark. I have been using these, obviously. They're all a bit dirty actually, look at that. Its fit and finish and build and strength and everything is typical Olight. You know, there's rubberized in there, rubber grippy areas to grab on clothing. I said, and then with those magnets, it's a very, very versatile. Alright, let's have a quick look at the Warrior Ultra, because I'm sure a lot of people are here to see that. Again, comes with a readme, comes with the light itself, very pretty. Comes with a packet of stuff in here. Let's see what we've got in here. We have got a nice little holster for it. We've got an MCC3 for fast charging, some safety warnings, and a user manual. Once again, we'll have a very, very brief look at the user manual there. So pretty much there. A bit hard for you guys to see, I know. But your goes up 26,000 candela, 320 meter beam distance. It's IPX8, 2 meters drop resistant. It's got a 5,000 milliamp hour 21700 battery in it. Working temperature is 0 to 40, and its weight's 178 grams, including the battery. And big one there, 2,500 lumens for 2.5 minutes. Then it drops down to high for 162 minutes, which is 800 lumens. Well, a quick look at this little case. The holster is actually very nice. It's got a little unopenable type lanyard thing and a snap cap one, so you can thread that onto a belt or snap it around a belt. It's got a little hook on there. It's got a nice little Olight buckle, and the light fits in there very nice, and it looks the part too, doesn't it? Alright, let's go over quick features of the light. It's got two buttons on it. So it's got on the rear, it's got a half press for like medium, and a full press for turbo. And you can do that momentary, or you can turn it on, turn it off. You've also got this little side button, which lets you get into lockout and different things like that. You can also just round robin through the different strengths. Although I'm reflecting back, you can see what it's doing there, and you can double tap for turbo. It has a couple of gauges there. One is the battery gauge, one is the brightness gauge. It actually says it on there, and it's made out of, like the clip, it's made out of this OAL aluminium. On the front, it's got I won't call it a very aggressive bezel, but it's got a bezel on it. I definitely would not want to be struck with it, but I think it's also quite perky enough that they make it so it's meant to be able to break glass. It does have a sensor, so if you turn this light on, double tap turbo, I think it already did already, but as you bring it down, you'll see it dimming. It works quite good. If you don't like it, when it dims, you can double tap again and it disables the dimming until you turn the light off. So, the finish is nice, the knurling's nice, the tail switch is the new upgraded style. It does have some, I guess, I don't know, just some grip carved into it, and knurling, just like it does along the barrel of the, it sort of matches it. But this is a spiral with some knurling in it as well. Quite nice looking little light, and performance with the sensor and everything is good. And it does have the big 21700 battery. Now, the big question everyone's always going to ask is, will it hit turbo all the time? On some of the original Warrior ones, when it was down to sort of 3/4 battery, it wouldn't enable turbo anymore. This one lets it get to turbo. So if that was your worry, this one hits turbo even when the battery's down to 50%. That's what I've seen, at least anyway. We will start off with the clip. I've got it on the flood. I'll put that on low. So we're standing precisely 5 meters away from this fence. That's medium. Moving it up and down. That's high. And that's turbo. Alright, so we'll go back down to low. Medium, high, low. We'll flick the switch over to the spot. Okay, so that is low spot. That's the medium spot. That's the high spot, and we'll go turbo, and that's the turbo spot. And just for the UV, I'll just flick it over to UV and just see if you can actually see anything. I'm not sure if you will. I'll just walk around in front of the camera. You can see that it lights it up well. The UV is good for distances in the dark out to probably about 3 or 4 meters. Now we're going to look at the Warrior Ultra. So we'll go low. Again, this is that, you can see the size of the spot. We'll go medium. You can see very bright already, but we are at a short distance. High. And turbo. We'll have a look at somewhere a bit further away and we can show you this a bit better. Okay, in the center of the screen you can see a reflector that is at 100 meters. So now we'll start off with low, and we'll just I've got some things up close so we can see. So here we are with low. We're just showing the beam around. You can see it's you get a bit of reflection back from the sign there. We'll go to medium. You can see it's a large spot. We'll go to high. As you can see, it's lighting up trees out there now at 100 meters. And we'll go turbo. And as you can see, it's easily putting a lot of light down there, out past 100 meters. We'll do some, we'll do a conclusion and some pros and cons that I've noticed. I'll start off with the clip. I haven't had a clip before, so its form factor is really good. I've been surprised. I didn't think it was something that interests me, but I actually really like it. I found the ability to, it's got magnets so you can stick it on things as well, but it is also just for like sticking it on your shirt and things like that, and just lighting up an area in front of it on its flood in particular is very handy. The build quality is typical Olight stuff, and having the 3 types of lights in it makes it very versatile. It's got the spot, it's got the flood, and it's got the UV light, which comes in handy for certain things. As far as with its magnets and that, I think it's really, really useful for sticking on things. I can't stick it here because this is plastic, but you're able to stick it to the side of your car or up on the bonnets and things like that. It's very handy, and I think that one already, I know it's going to stay in my hunting kit, just for the fact that when I stick it on a shirt or a jacket or even on your belt, you can just light it up in an area. So when you're moving around with a head torch, you can see over there, but you can sort of, gives you a bit more peripheral vision so you're not stepping in holes and things like that. So I really like that, and already I found a home for that one for sure. Pros and cons of it. well, pros are a bit of like the conclusion. It's a very handy sized little light that does everything it's meant to do. If there was any cons, I read somewhere that you can get separate a headband so you can use it as a head torch. And for its weight, like it's light, it would make a fantastic little handy head torch. So I wish they had included that in the package, even if it was only an extra $5 or $10. I think a lot of people would find that advantageous. But I guess you can always buy it as the optional extra. So yeah, that's my conclusion for that. A very handy little device, especially if you walk around a lot in the dark, because you said you can stick it on your belt or your shirt or something like that and use it to get some peripheral light. Even if you've got a head torch that's more of a spot and you're looking around, you can see in front of you still. So yeah, I like that. That's a ripper. The Warrior Ultra. What am I going to say about that guy? Well, I've had some Warriors before. I had the Warrior S. Actually, I had another one before it. They all did something that I wasn't 100% sure of. When it got down to like 3/4 battery, it wouldn't let you hit turbo anymore. This one, so far, down to half battery, it still hits turbo. So that's if that was something to concern you about the original ones, this one doesn't seem to be affected by it. The build quality and everything, typical Olight, very high quality. The light is strong. It looks quite pretty in the new colours, and I think anyone who gets one of these is going to be happy with it. Especially now, I like the battery meter and light meter, how they do it, like some of the other models. It's in 4 stages up either side of the button. The bezel's not too aggressive. It's not going to rip your pocket, and it is pocketable size, obviously. The little holster that come with it is actually really, really good quality too. Anyway, we'll do some pros and cons on it. It has no cons. It's just a great light with a good mix of its flood and spot. Very, very handy for its intended purpose for like law enforcement, security, maybe even military applications. I like that torch. That one, I won't give it away, it's too pretty. I'll keep that one. So, you've seen what I think about them. You've seen whether I think they're good or not. I like them. I like the clip. The clip's great. I also really like the Warrior Ultra as well. If you want to get your hands on one of these guys, you can go up to Olight. I'll put a link in the description, and you can sort of check them out. I've got a code that'll give you 10% off. So that code is OA10. I'll put that in the description as well. So if you want to check out anything else that Olight are having, any new releases and whatnot, go over there. And if you want to buy something, use the code OA10. It gives you 10% off. So yeah, anyway, on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.